Hello everyone, my name is Maria and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my story, which might teach you something you might next time think second time before doing something, because I learned a lot from, well, I like to learn from my mistakes and I like to take on new challenges, whatever they bring to me, even if it's good or bad. I know this is gonna be a story about a bad experience, but at least I can share it with you and we can deal with this together maybe. My story starts with me working 2 jobs back in December, and when I was in one of the jobs, like my second job, there was one young man. He was like 20 years old and he was super cute and handsome, and he talked for more than 1 hour about how successful he got and his bad beginnings and how he grew up and what kind of companies he worked with. And the companies are worldwide known, so everybody knows those companies. I'm just not gonna name names. And what his plans are in the future and so on and so forth. And it was very inspiring and very nice. I didn't give it much thought. I just thought, cute guy, lucky to be where he is and great for him, like no big deal. Moved on with my life. A few months later, I'm on my Facebook at night, and you know this bar where it says suggested friends? He was there and I was like, okay, maybe I should invite him and just see what happens. So I did send him an invite and went to sleep. In the morning when I wake up, I see that he accepted my friend request, and I even received a message from him saying like, hi, do I know you? So I said, well, not really. I just saw you coming into my work and doing this speech and it was amazing, and I thought that it's great that what you're doing and how you're doing it. I think it's great. And he's like, oh, okay, thank you. That's so nice of you. Actually, we're doing this new project. Would you like to join? Would you be interested in joining? I was like, okay, what's the project about? So he sent me this link. I open it and I see this. At the time, I thought it's really great because I saw like sponsors, like really known companies in Lithuania. By the way, I'm from Lithuania. These amazing companies, and that apparently this project is working with, and the idea behind the project was very cool. And I thought, sure, why not join and see what happens? Like, this is a great opportunity for me to grow and go from my dead point that I was at the time. He said, send me your CV. I did. Then he wanted to meet up with me, which I did. He talked about his project and the idea, and it all sounded very great. And he's like, so are you interested in joining? I thought, hell yeah, because whatever you just told me sounds amazing. He said, okay, so first of all, you're gonna do a 3-month trial, like sign a contract for a trial. So meaning that you're not gonna get paid. It's a voluntary work, basically. And after those 3 months, we'll see how you perform and if we like you and if you like us. And at the end of those 3 months, if we like you and everything's all good, then you get a job offer. I said, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, whatever. It's an experience, and if it goes well, then good. So I signed the contract and we begin. He introduced me to these people that are, sorry, my door is going crazy because of the wind. I opened the windows and it's super hot. I don't know if you can tell on my face, but it's super, it's hot. So I met a bunch of, all the people there in that group were very, very young. So there's only one girl that was like my age. Everybody else was like school people or just graduated. And basically my role was a marketing manager, because I studied in London, and that was advertising, media and PR, and I thought that this is quite my area, so that would be very helpful for me. And I had my group and everything, and we worked, and this project went very well. Just a reminder, 3 months ended today. That's 23rd of July. And, you know, it was going super well. Until it was not anymore. So the guy whose project it was, he was too friendly with other people. I didn't mind it because I know how to separate work from, you know, from friendliness and so on. So we were all friendly with him, spending time even after work and, you know, even on Saturday, Sunday. So we were basically on the call whenever he would say like, hey guys, we're meeting today. So we would meet up and work. During these meetings, he didn't seem as very focused person. He was all over the place. So he was telling somebody to someone, he was telling another thing to another person. It all didn't match. And one thing that bothered everyone, the amount that he was bragging about himself. So basically he would show us, he would take us to an area, a posh area of houses. Wait, let me close the door, because it's annoying. So this very posh area of houses, and he's like showing this one particular house, and he's like, yeah, that's my house. I paid that and that much amount of money for it, and I have people who are living and renting this house because I don't need all this space just for myself, and blah blah blah. At first we're like, yeah, cool, okay, yeah, because you're rich and you work in all these companies, makes sense. Then he's, you know, these small little things started to come up, like there was one particular time, not one, but many actually, that we caught him, like that something didn't click, something didn't match. Like he would say one thing to one person, another to another, and we, of course, we talk in between each other, so nothing made sense, and we were still on friendly terms, and we continued working. But then every day he switched up his mind. He didn't like the website, so we make the website from ground up and we build up amazing new website. Still, like, he wakes up the next morning and he's like, okay, we're not gonna do this anymore, scratch it from the scratch and let's do something completely different, like dog walking or whatever. And we didn't like, of course the team did not like that, because we wanted to be focused on one thing and work towards one thing and have projects, and we had deadlines, and nothing was clicking anymore. And I saw that I got more and more responsibility. Like at first I was a marketing manager, then I became an HR as well. So I was dealing with contracts, and you know, somebody had to be fired or somebody had to be employed, and I have no experience in those things, so doesn't he. So even if he would tell people that he employed them and made them sign something, he would not put those documents through the whole like system and governmental system, so they would actually not be employed, and they would, it's like a lot of fraudulent work. And then because I'm the HR, people would call me and be like, hey, so where's my salary and stuff like that, and I'm like, well, the boss told me that there's no salary because you're actually not employed. And they're like, wait, what? So it's very, very confusing, and a lot of things happened that made no sense. What pissed me off the most is that I actually became good friends with him, and I not only at the end lost a boss, which I don't care, really don't care. I knew what I'm signing up for. I knew that I'm signing up for a 3-month trial, and that nobody is gonna pay me for those 3 months. And I'm completely fine with that. The thing is that while he was bragging that he has all this money on the planet, and every time somebody would have to pay for him, he would like tell me phrases like, well, yeah, when you're in a group, you have to use people or stuff like that. Or when we would go eat out with the whole crew, he would buy food on the expense of the company. So he never paid from his own pocket. It was it was only money from the company or somebody else paid. But I never saw him taking his own cash and paying for shit. Sorry. And it got all so messed up, and people started talking, and people started being frustrated with everything, and small details and big details. I got an iPad from him with a contract until today for work purposes, let's say. I took it because he owed me 100 euros. he owed me that money for a very long time. I got very mad at him for not giving me the money back. And he's like, I'll give it back. It's fine. I'll give it back. Once I have it, I'll give it back. And he started making all these excuses. My bank account is frozen. My card is not working for weeks. And I'm like, really? That's not the case. I know it's not the case. So I tried to, approach him straightforwardly and like, okay, stop lying to me. I understand whatever, like, you can tell me the hardest truth on earth. I'll be there for you if you need me. Like, I will trust you if you just tell me the truth. So apparently he told me the truth, which was not the truth. And before, when our last conversation happened, I said, okay, tell me the exact day by which you will repay me my money, because he needed that money for his dentist, and I paid 88 euros for his rotten tooth to be fixed like this. Like, he was hurting, he was eating all these drugs, like having tablets and painkillers and stuff like that, and nothing worked at the end because he kept it for that long. So we made up an emergency appointment, and he's like, I have no cash on me. So sure, I loaned him the money, and I took it from my own credit card. So that means like percentages is going up, like the longer I'm not paying it back, the more I'll have to repay to the bank. So it all makes sense, right? And then I paid for him and his friends in the restaurant when we were all together. And he's like, oh, my card expired. Can you please like get the check, and I'll give it back to you. So he never did. So in total it's like 100 euros, and that's quite a lot of money because my salary is like at most 500 a month. So 100 is like 1/5 of the my whole salary, plus it's from a credit card. So he told me this like certain Sunday in 10 days from the conversation. I said, cool, but keep in mind that if you don't repay me, we're not going to be friends, we're not going to talk anymore, and you're nobody to me. He's like, fine. But I took an iPad from him, and I signed that this iPad belongs to me until the end of our contract, which is like today, 23rd of July. And today is 23rd. He didn't text me, and the Sunday that he was supposed to give me money was a month ago. And still nothing. And I texted him, and he ignored me, not even seen on the message. So I don't even know what to do, because he has a legal right, let's say, because at this point the iPad is like a hostage. But the only problem is that I put my signature that it belongs to me for my usage until the 23rd. But he didn't text me to get it back. Maybe he doesn't even remember about it. Well, I'm sure he will, he'll come for his things, like, Maria, you owe me my iPad. And I'll be like, you owe me 100 euros for like half a year now. So I don't know how this situation will solve itself eventually, but yeah, this was my story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Please go follow me on my social medias, and I'm gonna link them down below. And thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.